We're talking about Pittsburgh Steelers and Buffalo Bills. These are two teams at the top of their divisions. They're matching up. You know, everybody waits to the end to pick. I'm not. I'm picking Buffalo to take this game right now. I'm going to tell you why. Tom, what do you think?
You know what? I think Pittsburgh, I believe there's always a curse with being the last team to lose a game. I think Pittsburgh was 11-0. They went up against the Washington football team. A lot of people thought, you know what, Pittsburgh will be able to take care of it. But man, did Washington show up. They put up enough points. And I think Pittsburgh, you know, they're in for a tough task against Buffalo this week.
Yeah, they are. And man, you mentioned the one caveat that really has me in a twist in my knickers, and that's that. I mean, you take a team that is undefeated and then they get beat. They usually come back really hard the next game. That's sort of like, you know, the New England Patriots, the first game of the next season after they lose the Super Bowl. You know, it's like that. They're really tough that next game. And I'm looking for that here, but I think it's more than that. I think Washington gave a boilerplate, a template on how to take on this team right here. You know Big Ben's going to get his, how tough he is to bring down, how he is in the clutch. But they showed what to do. And I think Buffalo, unlike a lot of teams in the NFL, they have the horses, they got the manpower to play that game plan.
You know, I think defensively, Buffalo has had a great defense for several years. Their offense finally caught up with them. And I really think, you know, there's really no – Pittsburgh has always had whoever their running back was, whoever their wide receiver was, they'd have someone who would be like a Pro Bowl level talent. But I really think, though, Van, we got to look at the last few years. As the season turns to December, that's when Pittsburgh kind of starts to falter a little bit. You know, Pittsburgh has 11 wins. They're going to be making the playoffs. But I really think, you know,
they're older, man. They got a lot of older guys on that team. And now they have replaced some of those guys. You know, the running back that went to the Jets, we were just talking to him on the last show. Yeah, he's no longer there. But the guys that they've replaced him with have all sorts of injury problems and things like this. So, yeah, I can definitely see them slowing down a little bit. The Buffalo is on a tear on offense. They finally have some talent at wide receiver. They got Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis. But the wide receiver that pulls it all together for him is the little guy, Cole Beasley, the former Dallas Cowboy player who they decided, well, he isn't that good. We got these other big, strong, strapping guys. He goes up to Buffalo. They're like 9 wins. Cowboys are sitting where they are at the bottom of the league. This kid can play football.
Yeah, I really think, too, you know, when all those QBs came out, who would have thought Josh Allen will be the team lead? You know, in 2018, people talking about Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold. Who thought Josh Allen would be leading a team into the playoffs first? But you know what? That's why we play the game. And I think they have enough weapons around Josh Allen. You know, you forgot to mention running back Devin Singletary, who I think is a weapon out of the backfield. And they do have a deep core of receivers where you can't really key on anyone. So I think, you know, the Diggs trade from Minneapolis, I think that's worked out. Cole Beasley, I think, you know what to expect with him. And I think Josh Allen is the right fit for this team.
Oh, 100%. I call him the modern era Randall Cunningham. That is the quarterback he reminds me the most of, because the man's got wheels. I mean, he definitely moves down the field, but he's not a running quarterback. You and I were talking about that earlier. He's a mobile quarterback.
Yes.
And that's entirely different. He's looking to throw. He's finally got people to throw to. He helps out in the running game. I love what this guy. And then on offensive line, you know, how can you not like what they have slowly built there? They have a solid set of guys. You don't hear any drama out of there. They've all been playing together a while. That bodes well for your team. And then on defense, man, just like the New York Giants defense, I have to say, they have solid guys at each level. Defensive line, check. Linebacker, check. Defensive backfield, check. They have solid guys at each level, and they play well together.
That is true. And, you know, it's going to be interesting. You know, this is going to be something has to give. And, you know, I think, you know, Pittsburgh hasn't really overwhelmed a lot of people. But Buffalo, I think, you know what? I think it's going to be Buffalo's week this week.
And that's me. I just feel like Buffalo can bring it together. And that is not to denigrate. I mean, the Steelers are where they are, not because they don't have talent. I mean, they got Juju Smith, Schuster there at wide receiver. If you just stopped right there, you'd be okay. But no, they go on. They got, Chase Claypool has just been a revelation this season. James at running back has been doing good. And also Anthony McFarland, the rookie, has been showing up here and there. And then on defense, man, come on. You got TJ Watt and company. They find these guys at the bottom of the first round. They put them in this defense. They plug them in at linebacker. They plug them in at defensive line. And they play Steelers football.
Yeah. Well, whoever it is, whether it's Kevin Green, Joe Green, whoever Pittsburgh brings in.
A green, a brown, a black, any of those color guys, just put them in there,
Yeah, they just go out and they just absolutely dominate. It's like if you're coming in and, it's your first start as an offensive lineman, you don't want to go up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Even though Bud Dupree is out with an injury, the Pittsburgh Steelers still got plenty of weapons on the defensive side that can make your quarterback's life a living hell. So
and Big Ben may be a beer guy, but he ages like a fine wine.
He does. You can say that. Ben Roethlisberger is one of the guys, not as mobile as he used to be.
No.
He's still able to make enough. He doesn't make all the throws. He makes enough throws, which I think is a key.
And he's still, a redwood tree. He is not easy to bring down, man. I mean, you can hang on him, and he's like, I'll talk to you in a minute. I got to make this throw. Okay, yeah. What was it? You wanted something? What? It's he is a big, stout man.
Yes, I totally agree. But I also think Josh Allen is a similar type build as Ben Roethlisberger. So it's almost, these two quarterbacks, they both, they don't make all the throws. They make enough throws. They make enough plays.
Yeah, but I don't see Josh Allen using his head for a motorcycle helmet, in a parking lot. So, hopefully he's a little smarter than Ben in that regard. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, I'm picking the Bills. You're picking the Bills as well? Oh my goodness. Hey, folks, it's going to be the Bills. All right. This has been a blast. Thanks so much for being here in this Sports Talk Line Minute. Follow me on Twitter at Stephen Vanover. Follow the man, Mr. McAllister, at defense_com. Great follow. And until next time, listen like you play with intensity.